Hey guys, so I'm actually recording this a day after my workout. So I worked out after work yesterday, and after the workout, I had to run to the train station to pick up my dad. So I really didn't have time to record. Um, but basically yesterday, what I did was I started off with some adductor and glute activations for my left. I told you guys that my left was a lot weaker than my right, so I'm trying to get that going before the workout. And my squat is getting back up, so my estimated 1 RM right now I think is around 130 because I'm so much weaker than before. And I haven't gone up above. Actually, I think I went up to 110 or 120 once a few weeks ago. But I just didn't really like the form, so I'm trying to get my form back up. So the squat's going okay. The squat's going. But my deadlift, ever since I quit weightlifting, I haven't done that many deadlifts compared to my squat. Yeah, so my deadlift is basically shit. Just plain and simple, yeah. I don't know, I just can't get enough force when I'm pulling. It used to be the opposite when I was in college, maybe because I was deadlifting a lot more. But my deadlifts were always better than my squat, but right now it's always been the reverse. Yeah, because I have a 145 kilo squat PR, but a 135 deadlift PR. Yeah, so yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get my deadlift back up, and one of the things I realized is that when you're doing Olympic weightlifting, yes, you do work on your posterior and your lower back a lot, in terms of accessory and whatnot. But since you're pulling every single day, so whether it be cleans or whether it be snatches, every single day you're pulling. So your low back, unless you're doing something funky with bracing your core, you're always working your lower back. So I never felt like my lower back needed more work. But ever since I stopped weightlifting, I'm not pulling as much. And then I did the squat every day, and just basically also bodybuilding workouts and playing soccer. I've never been working my lower back anymore. I think that's my number one cause. That's the number one cause for my deadlifts going back down. And also I realized, so I've been playing around with my hips, the flexibility and the strength of my hips, my legs, like the anterior, the posterior. And I just forgot one simple fact, that my core wasn't bracing properly. So if your trunk is supposed to be solid, it's supposed to be just think of it as a really big, fat, short rod in the middle of your body, and then your upper body and your lower body should be connected to that rod. But since I wasn't bracing properly, my core is always fidgeting around, which means that force is always lost. Energy is lost while transferring up from my feet to the upper body. So yeah, when I was doing weightlifting, I never thought about bracing anymore because it was so instinctive. Like, it's not just about breathing, it's actually breathing properly. So one of the things that really pisses me off, I mean, I'm guilty of this, but when I see PTs at the gym telling people to work or activate their core, they always talk about the six pack, so the rectus abdominis, which is really, it's a very superficial muscle in terms of your entire core. You have your obliques, you have your lower back, so your rectus spinae muscles. You have your transverse abdominis muscles, which are basically the biggest, fattest tissue around your core, which is what you usually use for your for bracing, and then your diaphragm and your pelvic floor and whatnot. But yeah, just people always think about, oh, core means six pack. It's really the opposite. You just get rid of the fucking six pack. It's not important. So yesterday I did some breathing exercises in the car on my way to the gym to try and activate the transverse abdominis muscles. So basically you're breathing in into your almost your balls. So you're breathing in as deeply as possible and trying to keep the air in and your core tight. You should feel a lot of pressure, like your belly is pushing out, not pulling in. It's really trying to push out, and once you let go, so basically your mouth, you open your mouth and you just let the air go, it should almost just naturally, like a balloon, just the air should just immediately spill out. So that's what the core is. And I just forgot that really simple fact. Just breathing and keeping the core strong and braced. So yeah, that I need to try to work on that. And there's three main types of breathing. You can actually breathe into your belly, belly breathing. That's what you mainly use in deadlifts. And when you're doing high bar squats, you actually need to keep your upper body also, up, not collapsing. So what you need to do is you need to breathe into your belly, but also into your rib cage. So the rib cage is what I call midline breathing. It's what a lot of people who do Pilates do. They try to expand their rib cage while also expanding their belly. So you're breathing in both into the lower upper body and the mid upper body. And once you do that, you could definitely tell that your upper body is very much braced. And then what basically almost 90 people do, me included, if I'm not paying attention, is breathing into your chest. So basically it's the shallow breathing. You're breathing in while your shoulders are going up and down. I don't even want to talk about this because it's just a very unnatural and destructive breathing pattern. So just get it away from your system. Just flush it out. You don't need it. Either you need to do belly breathing or ribcage breathing. But it just, in terms of squatting and deadlifting and Olympic weightlifting, the most important things are belly breathing, and then you could get your ribcage going. So yeah, I did that, and then I did deadlifts up to 100 kilos, and the 100 kilos felt it felt kind of heavy, but not in a bad way. So I could definitely pull the weight with good form. It was just that my legs weren't accustomed to pulling that weight, since I haven't pulled 100 kilos in such a long time. But my form was in check because I kept focusing on my core, and I was really happy with that. Yeah. And then I ended off with some, I think I did Romanian deadlifts. Yeah. No. I just did regular deadlifts, but I did it with a very slow eccentric, just to work my lower back and my core more. And yeah, I did it with really lightweight. I did it with 60 kilos at the end, just as volume work. And yeah, since I'm recording this actually a day after, my lower back and my upper back is fucking killing me, which is not bad. It means something was done right. And yeah, after the deadlifts, I did some back presses, some snatch grip presses, did some lats, some arms. Oh, and at the end I did some core drills. So I did dead bugs, which I fucking hate. But I know they're good for you because basically any Olympic weightlifter, you ask them if they choose their top 5 exercises, I think most of them would say dead bugs, at least in one of them, and weighted planks. So I did 5 sets of dead bugs and then 3 sets of weighted planks. And what else did I do? I did a set of Russian twists. And my core, I think my lower back is actually okay because my core is so sore right now. After those deadlifts, which I did very slowly, yeah, I just really try to focus on keeping my core engaged. And fuck, my core is so sore. I think it just, in essence, my lower back doesn't feel sore anymore because my core is so sore. So I was actually originally going to do squats up to 100 today because I get Sunday off. Weehee. But I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm going to do today. I actually have to pick up my girlfriend at the airport in a few hours. So I'm gonna have to make this a quick workout. But yeah, I'll see how it goes. And so that's the physical side. But the mental side, I also want to say that it's been 2 shitty days. And yesterday was a mad day. And then I came to the gym on a Friday. And there were not a lot of people there because it's Friday. And I got myself a venti coffee, chugged that, put my headphones on, and just worked out for I think 2.5 hours. It was a really long workout. And it was a really good workout, you know? It's kind of funny because, you know, if I was pulling like 200 at the gym, you know, like I would feel awesome just because of the tension and the just the fact that I'm pulling 200, but it wasn't even that. I was pulling 100. But just the fact that I don't give a shit about what other people are doing or think of me, just me being in my zone and just on a Friday coming to the gym and just doing my thing, which I think is right. It was fun. Yeah. Yeah, like remember my friend said at lunch that, you know, it's not fun most of the time, but it gets fun along the way. Yeah, yesterday was one of those times, and it was fun, but it was also very satisfying that I was doing something that I said I would do, and I am doing consistently. So yeah, it was not bad. It was awesome. And let's make it a good workout today. Yep. So I'm gonna do some squats and maybe chest. Basically everything is sore right now, so I actually don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, peace y'all.